What's going on, guys? Snaggy here, and it's time to preview round 3 of the, what do they call it? The Wizza Pre-Season Challenge. What an intro by the Snag. Flawless as always. What's going on, boys? I hope you're all well, man, and we are getting closer and closer and closer. But having said that, we actually got some pretty good rugby league. There's a few games here which I am fiending for. Like, they're going to be good. Well, the first 20-30 minutes should be good anyway. Whatever happens after that, we'll have to wait and see, guys. But super excited for this weekend's footy, guys. Just before we do get into it, so today's Wednesday, so this video's dropping Thursday morning. We just got news, Cam Murray ruptured Achilles, and also Latrell Mitt down, hamstring. Man, I just feel so bad. The Bunnies are in big trouble for starters, but I feel so bad for Cam. I was just thinking about this because I posted it on TikTok. Have you ever heard anyone not like Cam Murray? Like, he's the man, bro. Like, I don't think I've even heard a Queenslander speak ill of him during Origin. That's how cool he is, man. He's such a good dude, such a workhorse. Hopefully he can get over to Mexico and get some stem cells on that thing so he's good to go, because that's a nasty injury. It used to be a career ender. I had a mate, junior Kiwi, absolute weapon, Tongan dude, 5'11", wide, and he 100% would have played NRL, blew his Achilles out, career over. So luckily modern medicine's a bit better now, but yeah, it can get you that one. It can be really, really bad. So, man, just in this video as well, guys, I will be talking about because I still haven't done my top 8, like full locked in top 8, well, like full 1 through 17 list yet. So I'll be doing that one soon, directly after the trials finish. So I'll drop that probably Monday morning, Monday arvo, Tuesday at the absolute latest. And I had bunnies just out of my 8. They're well out of my 8 now, just saying. All right, guys, so as always, we'll go through all the games. We'll go through the team list. We'll just see what we're looking for. I don't normally care about trials. I would bet on them, but I reckon, just speaking of betting, let's talk some betting, boys. I reckon there's a few head-to-heads here that are locks, and I'm going to probably slap them together in a multi in this video. Like right now, I'm going to put them together as we go through the video, and we'll see what the multi comes to at the end, and I might just slap a G-banger on that because I am fiending. I'm fiending that action. I was so proud of myself that I didn't put any bets down on last weekend's games because it was very, very tempting. I put some on the Mara game, but yeah, I saved myself, and I think I'm going to slap a few head-to-heads together. All right. So now, speaking of bets too, boys, I just wanted to share this one with you guys as well. So Dabble's new pick'em feature. If you do a futures bet, 5 are down, I think you get 5 back. So, but you can. I don't know if you've seen this feature, guys. So pretty much you just click on NRL. You go across to slide across the top bar until you get to NRL futures, pick'em futures, and there's a couple there that you can sort of there's a few there. So you can do. I'll read mine out. So mine's how many regular season wins teams will get, and the more you stack together, so this one's 80x. So I think I put $6 on it, and it's paying out. And I've got to go to this tab. I put $6.80. I hate uneven numbers in my sports bet, so sometimes in my account. So sometimes whatever cents are there, I'll chuck in as well. So there must have been another $1.80 over there. I put $6.87 down. It's paying out 549 to 1. Storm more than 17 regular season wins. Broncos more than 14.5, Sharks more than 14.5, Bulldogs less than 13.5. I know that's full on, but I don't think the Dogs are going to regress necessarily, but I think 12 will get you into the 8. So I'm thinking that's going to be tight, but I think that they won a lot of games by not many points last year, and they've got a bit of a tougher schedule. I just think they could finish around that 12 to 13 mark, but it's close. I do have doggies in my 8. I'm not hating on the doggies. Roosters less than 12.5, Titans less than 11, and Raiders over 9 as well, so 9.5 as well. So if that all comes in, $550 at the end of the year. And the next one's try scorers. This one's really cool as well. I love this pick'em thing. It's just a bit of fun. You just, because the multi's up so hard, you just put like a tenner or a fiver down, and it's like whatever. So I've got AKP to score over 18.5 tries. Actually, I'll go to this part. AKP over 18.5 tries. He scored 24 last year. Dom Young over 17.5. He scored 20. Saab 12. So I've got him over 14. He was in and out. He scored that last year with ease, and he barely played. He didn't play many games. Ronaldo under 16.5. Theory behind that is I think they're going to go through the middle a lot more, and I felt like they were starting to attack right a lot more than left at the end of last year. So I just went Ronaldo under 17 tries. But that's going to be tight as well. Reece Walsh over 12. He did 14 last year without playing many games. So, and then Latrell less than 12. Just with that Dodds dude in and their spine not great. I think he's going to be playmaking more than initiating himself. So I've gone for Latrell under 12. That one's paying. That's 40-1, 40x. That one's paying. Yeah, so 5 down, 200 win. It's worth a tenner. It's worth a fiver. That's for sure. It's worth a fiver. As always, guys, shoot us a follow on Dabble if you can. Close it. I really want to hit 5,000 followers by the end of the season, by the start of this season, guys. So if you're not a member already, just use code SNAG when you're joining, or use the link in the profile in the description of this video, guys, and that'll automatically follow me when you do join as well, guys. So absolutely cannot wait. Bring it on. I can't wait to start gambling, boys. All right. I love gambling, eh? I just love it, bro. I don't care what anyone says. All right, Seagulls, Panthers, West Tigers, Eels, Dragons, Bunnies, Broncos, Bulldogs. Ooh, can't wait for that one. Dolphins, Titans, Roosters, Knights, Storm, Cowboys. Let's have a little look-see. So, Seagulls are pretty much... Panthers have checked out. That's over. That's a wrap for them. They are headed to Vegas, and they are just... Well, they got Tom Jenkins back. Didn't he go to Newcastle? Must have got him back. So this is like... Before, I've heard some people saying, it was their B team, but there was about 5 or 6 first graders in the team. This is literally their B team. Like they have starters that don't have NRL profiles yet. And so you're getting down here where we're getting skinny for the old Penny Panthers. So I think we have to chuck our first one in as Sea Eagles for a win. It's only paying $1.14, but and Sea Eagles have gone pretty strong. So Lehigh on the wing, I'd love him at fullback. I'm really interested to see how Kohler looks. Who else? I didn't get a really good look at Takeaho, but yeah, he didn't light the world on fire. But like I said, he was a very good player, super underrated prop, didn't get much credit for helping the Roosters on that. Well, I get dynasty run, two premiership run they did there. Not much else I'm super interested at in here. Unfortunately, Paseka went down with his shoulder. I was absolutely furious at Seabolt for leaving him on in the second half. It's your best front rower, and you've done his AC joint. Now he's going to be getting needled all year. He's missing his pre-season's now interrupted. He's not going to be able to train properly, do as much contact as he would like. Idiotic. Seabolt, like I said, I don't think Seabolt's a bad coach, but he just does things sometimes. You're like, what are you doing? Like, when he was on in the second half, I was sitting there going, why is Paseka still on? 5 minutes later, he goes down, shoulder, AC joint. Idiot. Again, guys, I do not care about this one. Taking Manly to win, obviously. Just many more first graders in there. But yeah, I'm not going to take anything else like try scorers and all that sort of stuff. That's giving money away. West Tigers versus Parramatta Eels. Now, Parramatta Eels probably the team that, one of the 3 teams maybe that impressed most from what I heard from all the podcasts and all that sort of stuff. A lot of people were pretty... what's going on here? West Tigers, Parramatta. Yeah, a lot of people were very impressed with them. I thought they looked absolutely incredible. Like I said, when we're looking at these pre-season games, guys, like I've said this before, I'll say it again. I personally think squads win championships. Like, Penrith probably don't win as many as they had if they didn't have the depth they had. Even just a guy like, if you ask the Penrith Panthers what they thought of, is it Matt Eisenhuth? Which Eisenhuth is it? They're the guy who comes in whenever Moses is injured or something like that. Man, he's not great, but he just holds down the fort. He's really, really good. So squads help win championships, guys, and Penrith mightn't have finished in the top 2 those 4 years, which it's very hard to win the the chip from outside the top. It's very hard from outside the top. It's almost so it's impossible from the top 4. You want to be in the top 2 so you get your home finals. So yeah, it's maybe they don't finish first or second, and their run's a little harder to the finals, and maybe they don't get one of them. You know, so depth is super important, guys. Now Parramatta, looking a little more stacked. So it does look like Isaiah Longy, but man, Papali'i was good. Damn, he was good. Papali'i, so Zach Lomax, first time we're seeing him. Sean Russ, these guys need to work out their combinations real good, real quick. Volkman in, Dylan Brown getting a rest, Mitchell Moses getting a rest. They're hot to trot. Jack Williams, I'm really interested to see how he looks. Not a huge body, but pretty athletic, pretty strong. Yeah, I'm really interested. Joey Lussick getting a start. That's very interesting too. Wiramu Greg. Talangi, he looks really nice for me. In fact, I'm thinking about slapping him in my super coach team. Or just as well, guys, if you do want to join our tipping comp as well, make sure I'll put the link in the description of this video too. We'll get a Super Bowl ring, not a real Super Bowl ring, but a ring from 2025 champion NRL ring. And should I announce it? Should I announce it? No, not yet. I will announce it very soon. But there is another prize as well. What else we got here, guys? So Dury, I actually like him, but haven't seen the best of him yet. Madison, Moretti, and then Geimer. Like the Parramatta's all of a sudden looking pretty good to me. Hey, Adokar way down here. Parramatta look nice to me, man. Like they might be one of those teams that just slips into the 8. They really do. I've got them just outside mine at the moment. Tigers. Look, we don't have a ton going. We've got Toa, we've got Skelton, we've got Naden, we've got Staines, we've got Galvin, we've got Dewey in the 7. We've got Tyrrell Mayback. We've got De Silva. Ooh, Fanua Pole. I like Pole. Not Pole. I like Fanua Pole. Seyfarth 12. Royce Hunt, Jack. This is not a bad team either. It really isn't. That should be a real good one. I don't know who's going to win this one, so I'm not putting it in my multi. But look, I'm just want to see from the Tigers, I want to see a bit of effort. I want to see Galvin do his thing. I want to see Tyrrell May busy. Yeah, this is the thing. My post thing after the Tigers was, and I know Luai's injured or whatever, but to me, like, Tigers have to win games and win them early. I'm like, to me, the finals is just like, I wouldn't be trying to peak for the finals or make, like, Tigers can just shut everyone up if they go 3 from their first 5. Everyone will shut up and leave them alone. Like, no one's looking at them anymore. You know, like, I think they needed to field pretty much a full strength, as close to full strength they could last week for 20 minutes. Work on their combinations. Do it again this weekend. Work on the combinations and then go in hot. As primed as you can possibly get. Like, who cares if you dip away a little bit at the end of the season and just miss the 8? Like, they need games under their belt fast. Like, if they go 0-3, none of this prep matters, because if they go 0-3, 0-4, 0-5, 1-7, and all of a sudden it's the 10th round, they've won 2 games and lost 8, like, everyone will drop their heads. We suck again. We're the Tiger, and it's over. So I didn't really get that, but this is a bit better. But have to wait and see how it all plans out, guys. But I said I'm just going to sit back and enjoy this one, guys. I'm definitely not betting on it. And but I will be looking very closely. I'm pretty certain I've got the Tigers where I want them. But I've got Parramatta. I can't remember exactly where but around 12th. If they really impress me again, I might put them up closer to the top 8. But they're going to have to do a lot of impressing. But they were pretty damn good in that last one. They looked like a first grade team. It was there. It wasn't. On to the next game, guys. Now, St George versus the Bunnies. Now, we know Trell Mitt's out. I don't think Cam Murray was named. No, he wasn't. So that doesn't change that a whole heap. Now, I'm really worried about the Bunnies. The only thing that's saving me from just put on for not the spoon, but down right in the bottom 4 right now is Wayne Bennett one thing he's very good at. It happened with the Dolphins. Remember when Dolphins in their first year were sitting in the top 4 and they just got absolutely annihilated by injuries, and then they just kept winning games, like less, but they were winning every other game with dudes we had never heard of, like not even dudes we'd seen in trials before. That is the one thing that's the only thing is Wayne Bennett keeping me a little bit what's the word? Optimistic about the Bunnies, because I don't really like the team. I was not impressed with Dodd last week. I was not impressed with Marmazoulis. He could become a good player, but to me, a downgrade from Damien Cook this year. I think Damien Cook will be a better number 9 than Marmazoulis will this year. Their forward pack's slow, mediocre. And this is the weird thing. I feel like a lot of the guys are going to be playing on their edges, including Cam Murray, who's probably going to play edge at some point. I feel like they do their best work in the middle, if that makes sense. So, Kulamatangi, Tallis Tunkin, and at one point, Cam Murray. And who's the other one? Jai Arrow, guys like that. I feel like they're playing second row and stuff, but I feel like they're best. So I feel like they've got a lot of... They're not like Britton Nakora and Ola Kawatu and Liam Martin, explosive, powerful line running number 12s. I feel like all their back rowers are like Keon's awesome, but I feel like he does his best work in the middle. And he looks great in the middle. So does Tallis. So does Cam Murray. All these guys, I feel like they're going to really struggle in the second row as well, because they can only put one or two in the middle. So they've got props there as well. So I feel like they're going to struggle in that second row position as well. So I'm not sure about their forward pack at all. They've just lost a ton of leg speed with Cam Murray. I think the Bunnies might be in for a rough old, and they've got the hardest draw in the NRL. So they might be in for a really rough season. This might be one of those ones we want to forget about for Wayne. As far as the Dragons, who look nice. Sele, Little and Sloan back. So Clint Gutherson keeps his spot at 1. Fanu, Silly, Fango, Kyle Flanagan, Ilias, still Couchman, Cook, Luciano, Sewer, DeBellin. This is a good rugby league team. It really is. Little on the bench, Mariner, Couchman, and Sele, Sloan in the reserves. It's a pretty good rugby league team, boys. People are sleeping on the Dragons. I don't have them in my 8, but when they saw they were favourites for the Wooden Spoon, I was like, you're joking. They're not going to win the Wooden Spoon. They're going to win enough games to not win the Spoon. Definitely. So I'm going to tip Dragons for that one. So we're up to $1.70 on our multi, boys. Onto a good one. Broncos versus the Bulldogs. I think this could become a pretty good rivalry. Big Sydney club, big Brisbane club, and there's 2 now. I think this could become a pretty good rivalry. I have them pretty similar on the ladder. We saw Bulldogs smack them last year and make fun of them in the sheds after doing the Broncos dance and stuff like that. I think this could become a pretty good rivalry between these two. I think they did have a big grand final, didn't they, in 90s, 98 or something like that, big grand final. So this could end up being a pretty good little rivalry. Now, looking at the Bulldogs team, I think this will be their 17, very damn close to it anyway. Tracy, Wilson, Sherry. Other than Kraz, he's out. But Blake Wilson, Sherry, Crichton, Montoya, Burton, Sexton. So that's pretty much going to be their back 7. Max King, Reid Marnie, Sam Hughes. That's going to be their front row. Viliami and Preston, that's their second row. And Kurt Mann at lock. Kurt Mann, I felt for the Bulldogs, right? So they sucked. Well, not sucked. They weren't great at the very start of the season. They were working on their combinations. They started to win some games. But when they put Kurt Mann in at 13, he really linked to the edges. So what they were doing before was Bulldogs, Reid Marnie would get the ball. Reid Marnie's got a really nice ball off the ground. He fires absolute lasers. It's the best part of his game. He'd just fire pretty much a double cutout ball to Burton on an edge, and then they would try and sort of go around teams a little bit more because they weren't the biggest forward pack in the world. Unfortunately, you just start sliding. So they'd sort of catch teams out at the start of games, and then that just stopped working because all you do is spread out a little bit once you know they're doing it, and you're covered. So, and that's why they were in so many close games at the start of the year. When Kurt Mann came in, started running to the line, engaging and then dishing out to that edge and then just running the same thing, trying to go around them, it created way more space because Kurt Mann's a pretty good runner of the ball too. It kept everyone honest. Very similar to what Isaiah Yeo does. created a lot more space, and that's when then they started putting on scores on teams. So I think this is probably their best 17, other than Preston. And then their bench, I think they're probably going to roughly stick with this as well. Josh Curran can come in, Brett Howard, Curtis Moran. Curtis Moran in the Mouldy game was, I think he made an error or two, but he just runs so hard. And then Salmon as well, who can link. I think a lot of the guys might miss out, a few of the other boys might miss out. Now, Broncos have named everyone available pretty much. It's stacks. We've got Reece Walsh, Cobbo, Stags, Shaboshki. Don't know where Mariner is. Jesse Arthurs, Ben Hunt, Adam Reynolds, Paddy Carrigan, Pakes, Haas, G-Train, Jordan Ricky, Kobe Hetherington, I think. So, looks like Paddy might be playing front row. Don't love it. But it does toughen up their middle. And we got, who's this? Latrell Sagwalt. Why have they put so many of these? Okay, well, I guess you have to. You can't fit them all onto your bench. Rogers, Mariner, Billy Walters, Jensen, Smoothie, Piakura, Benjamin Tiakura, Marty Tapau. Jaden Hunt was so good. When Broncos got him last year, I'm like, damn, that's a handy little pickup. He didn't get much game time, but he looked okay. He looked massive. And Xavier Wilson, to me, in the Mouldy Indigenous game, he wasn't probably the best prop on the game, but to me, he looked like the best prop, if that makes sense. He just didn't have the best game. Like, he played a good game, but just the way he moved, his size, his agility. Like, I looked at it, I was like, he's the best player out of these front rowers that are in this game. And there was some pretty good front rowers. Guys like Fisher Harris. Xavier looks nice. I think he's in for a big year. He's a bit of a hybrid of Tino with Payne. He's a bit right in the middle of those two. Marty Tapau last week was huge. Now, I think I'm going to take the Brizzy Broncos in this one. I'm going to add that to my multi. Just because I think they're relatively even. Like, I think they're both running out pretty even 1 through 13s, pretty tight. But just when these guys all come off, all right, Bulldogs are going to be pulling on these dudes, and Broncos are going to be pulling on these dudes. So, Luke Smith, never heard of him. Sewer, never heard of him. Never heard of him. Broncos are going to be pulling on Dean Mariner, Billy Walters, Jensen, Smoothie, Piakura, Tiakura, Marty Tapau, Jayden. So, yeah, that's why. Let's just say Bulldogs could look the better and be the better team. Let's say they come out and Bulldogs are better than they were last year, and they're beating Broncos 18-6 at halftime, and then they pull everyone off. I think that the Broncos will start to go through them after that. So I think these boys will be able to run amok against these guys. So I'll go on Broncos in that one, just for that reason alone. Or they're going to have more quality players on the park for the 80 minutes, in my opinion. Dolphins versus Titans. Titans probably. I was saying for the last 3 weeks, I think Titans are going to win the spoon, and everyone poo-pooed me and said I was an idiot, and now the price for Titans to win the spoon is absolutely plummeted. I got it at $11, which I'm absolutely stoked about. Where's my bet? Let's see how much it's come down. I know you can still get it $11, guys, on Dabble anyway. That's a Manly, Illawarra, Broncos. Now, Dolphins look good. Dolphins are growing on me as going to be a possible powerhouse in the future. They really are. They're building something there. They really are, guys. You've seen their under-19s team and the young juniors they're signing, and a lot of these young juniors in Brisbane, my son's obviously in and around that, they want to sign with the Dolphins. So, yeah, it's pretty wild. Now, I thought this. I kept hearing, I was watching Bloke in a Bar, and they're like, Avarillo's going to be the 6. I don't ever think it was that. I thought Nicarima was definitely going to get it, and this is how I thought they would run out. So I think this is going to be their back 7. Might be wrong, but when they said, Avarillo's a lock for the 6, I'd never thought that for 1 second. I always thought it was going to be Nicarima, and it looks like I was right. I mean, obviously it's still just a trial, but That's a stacked. I mean, we got Hammer, Asako, Avarillo, Farmworth, Boss, Stock, Cody, Nikarima, Katoa. That's nice. And Titans were just... I reckon they would have rolled by like an under-19s team. They were awful. Good as Saifidi, Kafusi, Fini Fuyaki, Max Plath on an edge, and Tommy Gilbert. Yeah, I'm taking the Dolphins. Kenny Bromwich, Junior Tapole, Mark Nichols, Ray Stone on the bench, Josh Kerr, Fungi, Lemu, Harrison, Sean O'Sullivan. They're so much deeper. Yeah, I'm not too sure how they're going to use Jaden Campbell, AKP, Josiah, Tom Weaver. Good to see Big Tino back. I watched a bit of his series in the States. It was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. But your Titans just, I think they're going to be in for a really tough year, man. I'm taking the Dolphins in this one to win, probably win well. Hammer ATS. But yeah, I'm really fearful for the Titans, guys. I just am. Tino, make sure you got a good chiropractor, my bro, because I think you're going to be carrying this team to as far as they can possibly get. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be pretty. On to the Roosters versus the Knights. Knights, another super disappointing team. I was not impressed with Kalen Ponga in the Mouldy game either. I had him as an anytime try scorer. He did not look likely at all. He looked absolutely awful, but not awful. It didn't look like what we're used to, which is just pretty unrealistic to ask for him every week, but he does it sometimes. He really does. He's a freak. Much better team. We've got Bradman Best, we've got Gagai, we've got Margie, we've got Fletcher Sharp, and we've got Gamblin at 7. Just pick your 7, 6 and 7 and just stick with them, please. Newcastle, they had the most halves combinations out of anyone last year, and it was just embarrassing. And when they finally stuck with one, they went on their streak. It's just pretty damn strong front row. Forward pack, sorry. We've got Saifidi, Crossland, Thompson, Dylan Lucas, Kai Pearce-Paul, and Tyson Frizzell. Lindsay Collins, Lindsay looking goofy. Look at Lindsay. Oh man, that's funny. We got Angus Crichton, Spencer Leno, Radley. Man, they've lost so many players and their team's still good. It's actually nuts. It really is. It's just obviously a little skinnier down here these days, but they're White's a beast, Butcher's a beast. I mean, Sua Wong, Victor, Angus. Really interested to see what the Roosters lock up. I've got them just missing the 8. I've got them just outside my 8 at the moment. If they look really nice, I might have to slip them in. Because I originally had Newcastle in my 8 just because they always make it. Well, they make it very regularly. And KP is such a monster. But after what they dished up last week, I've probably pulling them out of my 8 and putting someone else in. So I'm looking for someone to stand up this weekend to go in that 8 spot. So I'm just interested to see how this game plays out. I really am. As far as who's winning it, I've got no idea. Sydney Roosters are favourites, but it's a little dicey for me, so I'm going to stay away from this one, guys. On to the final game, Storm versus the Cowboys. Now, everyone, again, it's just pre-season, who cares? Bellamy would have absolutely reamed these boys. I'm telling you, he doesn't. Of course, he doesn't care. It was a pre-season game. He got 40 put on him. They're going to come out and blitz the Cowboys. The Cowboys are going to get annihilated. They were horrible anyway. This is going to be messy. Let's put in that final. All right, why is this paying 64-1? It shouldn't be. We've got to clear something. All right, go back. Rugby League, pre-season challenge, Manly, St George, Broncos, Dolphins, Storms. $6. $5.90. Yeah, lock it in, boys. I'm chucking it on. G-banger down. 5,900 payout. Let's go. Farlongo playing. Jack Howarth, Meaney, Grant Anderson, Munster, Tyron Wishart, Stefano, Grant, King, Blore, Katoa, Liero, Garlic, Chan, Tuikama Kamitha, Alec McDonald, Big Lazarus Valepu. What a name. That might be the best name in the NRL. and Ryan Pappenhausen on the bench. So you imagine he'd get a bit of a run at some point as well. Just as well, man. Like, yeah, I was just going to talk about Melbourne possibly winning the chip, but I was very confident in it. Not very confident, but I was like, yeah, they are clearly the team to beat, but I'm not quite as sold now. But not because of the pre-season game. That's ridiculous. I was just looking, I was just like, man, maybe they're not quite... Because they looked pretty average bunch of times through the year last year. But they really got together at the finals. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. But how the odds are set right now with the Melbourne Storm being like favourites, but not handy favourites, but, you know, they're favourites. That's where it should be. They should definitely be the favourites. Cowboys. Now, this one is down in Melbourne as well. We have Scotty Drinkwater, Burns, Purdue, Valea, Talangi, Dearden, Duffy, McLean, Robson, McIntyre, Bateman, Nanai, Cotter. So very strong, very, very strong team. Neem, Carl Lawton, Harris. So pretty close to full strength team. It's not, there's not too much to come back here. And again, I'm very worried about the Cowboys this year, boys. I'm very worried. I'm not too sure how they're going to go. I currently have them out of my 8. I need to see something this weekend from the Cowboys to put them in. I really do. I need to see something. And we've got Nanai and Bateman on Bloor and Katoa. That could get ugly. That could get ugly real fast. Josh King, Stefano. Wishart had a bad game last week. He's going to want to rectify that. He wants to... Yeah, so this could get really ugly for the Cowboys. And I feel like this might be one of those ones, even though it's a pre-season game, where we sit back and go, that Melbourne Storm's for real, son. That Melbourne Storm's for real, son. But we'll have to wait and see, guys. But yeah, I'm taking Melbourne in this one. And I'm looking for Cowboys to show me something. And I'm looking for Melbourne Storm to just remove that small amount of doubt I got from how poor... It wasn't that Melbourne were poor. It was more like Wishart was awful. And I was sitting there going, this kid is the best 14 in the game. And then he played like absolute booty cheeks. So, yeah, just stuff like that. I'm just interested to see how a few boys look. But absolutely cannot wait, guys. So, as always, boys, thanks for stopping by. We're nearly there, boys. It's nearly Vegas time, baby. I absolutely cannot wait for it. And bring it on. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. And I'll see you on the next one.